So we are here the entire year in one way or another for small businesses, for makers, has been leading up to this week, literally this one. You know, 'tis the damn season. Getting ready for all of the holiday stuff and everything. And I basically didn't do it this year. And we'll talk more about that in December. But, we are here. It's Thanksgiving week of 'tis the damn season. And it's Tuesday. And I am making Thanksgiving dinner this year, like at my house. I'm hosting. It's weird. It's wild. It's a good time. But we are still going to do stuff this week. And I am going to tell you more about said stuff in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And today, we are here, as I said, for Thanksgiving week and a new week of technically all Project Soapway, but not entirely Project Soapway. And here's why. Because it's Tuesday, and I want to release my contribution to the Project Soapway Hell Challenge. But also, I had a question that a Sudser asked about soap nuts, and I promised a video, and it's just like end of year on the list of stuff that I said that I was going to do, and I'm trying to. And so, as a result, we are going to do a video today on soap nuts, how to use them, what they do, whether or not they're even like cleansing or just bubbling. You know what I mean? But tomorrow will be my Project Soapway submission, and I'm hoping that we'll take a couple days off and I can do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the weekend of Small Business Saturday, to showcase all of the Sudsers and their wins for the Project Soapway Challenge. So as I said, today we're going to be doing soap nuts. What they are, how to use them, how I use them, how they can be used, where they can be incorporated, in what percentages, all of the jazz, as well as some common misunderstandings about what soap nuts actually are. So let's get to the video, and we can do all of that while I stamp something. Okay, so today we are talking about soap nuts. Now, soap nuts, also known as soap berries, are actually a fruit. And they are a fruit from the tree Sapindus mucorosi, pronunciation pending on that guy, which is a tree that is native to India and Nepal, I believe. And yeah, they've been used for a very long time as a natural alternative to soaps, and surfactants, because it is a natural surfactant. Soap nuts contain a natural surfactant called saponin, which creates a lathering effect when in contact with water. Now, we have talked about the different, surfactants, so either synthetic surfactants or natural surfactants, a number of times over the course of the channel, and we have used soap nuts a whole bunch. And I have been asked a lot for information about how to incorporate soap nuts and whether or not it's actually a beneficial, ingredient to include within your recipes. And I would say that it definitely is, for a number of reasons, which we're going to talk about today. Now, the saponin content that exists within soap nuts is actually pretty high. So on average, soap nuts contain around 15 to 20% saponin by weight, which is a very high amount of saponins. Now, saponins, again, natural surfactant. What is a surfactant? A surfactant is a cleanser. Soap is a surfactant. And so when you're adding saponins to a recipe, say an olive oil recipe, for example, a very, very moisturizing bar of soap because of the, 100% olive oil in it, but you're not getting a really good bubble, you're not getting the cleansing numbers that you really get wanting, you can definitely add soap nuts to your recipe to really increase that cleansing number and provide a nice big beautiful bubble right off the bat. Soap nuts also have the benefit of lathering really well in hard water and in cold water. So that is one of the reasons why you see in like eco-friendly spaces and zero waste spaces, people using soap nuts as an alternative to laundry detergent. So for our purposes, it is good to know that for the hard water as well as for the cold water, because that means that we can use this in a number of applications within our soaps. Now, when you are working with soap nuts, the thing that you really need to do is actually extract those saponins, right? And so there is effectively, well, there's one process in order to extract the saponins that, is sort of recognized by all, and that is going to involve putting your soap nuts into some water, boiling it, and then straining it to get all of the debris of the soap nuts. So the actual meat of the, fruit, as well as the seed that is inside of it, out of your solution, and then using that water in your lye. So in your lye solution. You've seen me do it a million times before. I put the soap nuts directly into the water before I pour the lye, and then as it is heating up and then cooling down, it is doing that extraction without me having to, actually boil water and have a secondary step with all of it. So that is the method that I prefer. That said, you can totally just, boil it out and then add it as a portion of your lye water. But I don't find that I don't like extra steps. You know that. This is me. Anyway, there's another method that you can use soap nuts within your soap recipes, and that is with the actual dried version. So you can take your existing soap nuts, if you have them, you can dry them, you can grind them down to a nice fine, clay dry consistency, and add them directly to your soaping oils. That means that you can also put them within your melt and pour. So that's good because you don't want to add extra water to your melt and pour. But I have found that my favorite way to actually incorporate soap nuts into a melt and pour or any other recipe that requires no water is to use a glycerin extraction. And so what I do is I heat glycerin and I put the soap nuts within them, and then I just let it infuse, much like you would do with a natural colorant, with, an alkanet or a turmeric within your oils themselves. And then when I am ready to make a product, I use the glycerin. Now, one of the things I have been asked quite a bit is, an actual amount, a percentage or a weight, how much to add to a recipe. When I am doing something that is not just a typical soap, so i.e. the glycerin extraction and using my soap nuts in that application, or if I am using the soap nut powder, the powdered version, I would treat that like an additive, much like, an extract of ginseng or mallow or anything else, and I would stick with that 1 to 3% application range. However, when I am making cold process soap, I really don't have a measurement. For, let's say, for a 3-pound batch of soap, I put 3 soap nuts in it, like 3 fresh soap nuts. But you've also seen me continue to use and reuse those soap nuts until literally all that is left is just the seed within the berry. So I don't have a hard and fast rule for incorporating soap nuts into my, actual cold process recipes. But for anything else, for your hot process, for your melt and pour, yeah, stick with that 1 to 3%. It's going to provide a really big, beautiful bubble, really help out with the cleansing action, and not be, drying and all the jazz. Soap nuts are a great alternative for surfactants, for any recipe that requires a surfactant, be it a synthetic or otherwise, to really think about. So, you're thinking about your bubble bar recipes, your bath bombs, etc., and so forth, to add to your recipe to really get a nice big beautiful bubble, nice big beautiful lather without putting anything synthetic or harsh within your recipe. Super versatile ingredient to include in your soaps. And there it is, a primer on soap nuts. Yeah, I mean, the biggest takeaway that I think I didn't get to in the video is that there is a very weird little bit of misinformation out there that suggests soap nuts are not actually cleansing, they're just bubbling, and that's not true. Because again, it is a surfactant, just like soap. The saponin that's in it, it is a surfactant. So yeah, it's still working to do exactly what you would expect a soap to do, breaking up all the, lipid barriers around things so dirt and grime and germs and all the jazz can be washed away. So it's definitely cleansing, and it's really a good thing to include, like I said, in like a 100% olive oil soap or an Aleppo soap or a soap with lots of shea butter or cocoa butter. The soaps that have really high moisturizing properties, but you still want that nice cleanse, you still want that big bubble. Soap nuts are definitely something to consider including, for sure. And you can include them. I kind of talked about it at the end of the stamping, but you can consider substituting soap nuts as a surfactant, a natural surfactant, for some of your stuff within like your bubble bar recipes, your bath bomb recipes. So again, you get a nice bubble that is gentle and nourishing and not drying or overly harsh, and it has a better label appeal. You know what I mean? So there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed that today. Hope you had a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time this week getting ready for Thanksgiving. If you are, here in these United States and you do the Thanksgiving thing, I am having a time, and that's fun. That's kind of all I need to leave it at, I suppose. So, yes, as I said earlier, tomorrow we're going to be doing Project Soapway, my submission. We're going to take off Thursday. And then, assuming the winners of Project Soapway are able to get their footage to me in time, we will do Project Soapway winners Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. So it's still Project Soapway week, as long as everybody can get their footage to me. I know it's crazy. It's really, really busy. Everything's nuts. We are all, I know, I get it. So don't panic. Don't feel bad if you haven't. I understand. I can always pivot, and we're all fine with that. Sudzers, thank you for existing and being fine with all of that. And I really do hope that you guys are having an excellent Thanksgiving week and kickoff to the holiday season. I've got to go though. I am actually volunteering with Scouts STEM class, and so we're on a hike. We're doing an adventure into something about salmon. I don't know, but I'm there. It's going to be a good time. So I have to go do that. I hope you guys again are having an awesome time. I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of Project Soapway. Soapy fun. Bye.